Hey guys, Crash here, and I wanted to make a quick video today about a point of contention in the community as of late. If you've been in almost anyone's stream, including my own, you'll have heard a lot of complaining about one character in particular, and that would be a werewolf. I think we've all heard the complaints and the sighs, and if you've watched a stream or if you've played against Werewolf yourself, you've heard the joy just leave the room the moment that people find out it's Werewolf. They'll go from, like, you can actively hear the smile on their face, they're having a ton of fun, to suddenly they have very depressed voice and yay, it's Werewolf again. And I think I might have figured out why I feel that way. I have watched a lot of people play the game over the last month, and I myself have been playing a lot over the last 2 weeks. And over the last 2 weeks, I've been really focusing on, when I'm going against Werewolf, what exactly feels unfun. Because the issue isn't his power level. When it comes down to it, Werewolf at highest tier is easily the worst of the three monsters, because he's kind of a glass cannon. He has extremely good early game pressure. He can down people early game super quickly, but the moment that there are weapons on the field, he starts to slowly spiral down. And you have to play extremely defensive with him, way more than you do with the other two monsters. So I understand that, you know, he's not OP, he's not crazy overpowered, and oh my god. He's just not fun. And even my monster main friends, who I talk to on a regular basis, tell me that he's not fun to play as either. And I mean, there are certain people who definitely enjoy it, and I mean, I actually respect quite a few, but when it comes down to it, it's still just never really a fun game when going against Werewolf. So I sat there and over the last week, really focused on what it felt like when going against Werewolf. What were the parts that were making me just not have fun? What were the parts that I was getting too annoyed at? Because there's always going to be some semblance of annoyance. There's going to be something about a kit that you go, oh, I just dislike that. But there's something in particular with Werewolf that's just, I don't want to play the game when I go against Werewolf sometimes. Like, if I get killed out of a game, I'll tell my friends, don't res me. Please don't use Book of the Dead on me. I don't want to go through this game anymore. I want to go next. And I don't like that ideology. I don't like that thought process. That's not who I am. If I'm not having fun at a game, I tend to switch games, but I literally love every other portion of this game. So I sat there and I kind of figured out what exactly was unfun to me. So let's go over Werewolf as a whole in comparison to other monsters real quick. Every monster has a movement ability. Werewolf has a base kit where his, she, depending on which movie you're actually looking at. The second movie poster is female, first one is male, so don't really know if I should call the werewolf he or she. I'll probably interchange throughout, so I apologize in advance. But she sat there and has a ability to berserk, which brings up movement speed substantially for a short duration of time. But she also has a base kit where she is actually the fastest of the monsters at base. Now, some people hate this ability. I actually don't mind it. I don't think that this is the unfun portion of the kit. I actually rather like the ability to be fast in this case. When it comes down to it, each of the monsters has a different fear factor to them. Dollmaster has the you have to come for the body, but the dolls are super fast and they're able to jump at you, and they're tiny, so they're harder to hit. It can really get your adrenaline pumping. Wart has just he'll tank it and he'll run at you, and it's really fun to go against him, and he's the best boy. If you don't boop Wart Snoot, then there is something wrong with you, because he's adorable and he's a cutie. But he gets my adrenaline pumping just the tiniest bit. But then there's Werewolf. And Werewolf is fast as fuck, and it's terrifying, and he'll just jump you, and it's absolutely amazing. I actually like that part of the kit because it's the part of the kit that's actually scary to me. And I want some semblance of a little bit of an adrenaline rush when I'm going into this game. It makes me happy. So I don't mind the speed. Now, there are changes that could be made to like the tension track when it comes to Berserk or anything like that. I'd be fine at the devs looking at that eventually, but I don't think that at base needs a change right now. And I should also put the asterisk there. I don't expect the devs to make any changes anytime soon. If they do make changes, it'll probably be during early access, and it'll be at their discretion, not at mine, so you can take what I say with a grain of salt, but this is how I think that they could fix it. Second ability that we'll talk about is Hunt. Each one of the monsters has the way to find all of the teens that are on the map in their own unique way. Wart has his echolocate, shows them where they are when the echolocate goes off. They'll move by the time he gets there. It's very balanced. Then there is Dollmaster. Dollmaster's dolls will light up in different colors depending on if the teens are near the doll or not. It allows him to be able to jump into a doll or even teleport to a doll and be able to take on the teens one-on-one. It's really, really interesting, really fun. I highly, highly like the ability to do that. It's a great tracking tool, basically. And then there's Werewolf with the Hunt. And although Hunt can be annoying at times, like when you're in basement in high school and you think, oh, I'm fine, I'm so far away from the monster, and then Werewolf just kind of shows up near you and then decides to hit F at that exact moment. That's when it can get a little frustrating, but I don't think Hunt at base is really a problem either. I think it also adds a fear factor. It has an audio cue. It also has an animation cue. There's plenty for you to know. You just have to start running. Just hold W against that. Understandable. Then let's go over the last ability, and the ability that I think needs changed. Each one of the monsters has their own way to disable weapons. Dollmaster eats the weapons with his dolls. Then there's Wart, who eats weapons with his armor. And then there is Werewolf, who instead of eating weapons, disables them. Now, I think Hal would be super broken if he disabled weapons completely with his howl. So that's out of the question. I think that disabling them for short duration is the way to go, and that was a smart move by the devs. But let's look at Howl as a whole, because Howl does more than anything any of the other monsters do. None of the other monsters have the ability to take away my ability to heal another survivor. Teen. None of the other monsters have the ability to take away from me using an item, such as a Clash Cola or a Chompy Bar. And yet, Werewolf gets that every 21 seconds. Yeah, 21 seconds. You just take away my ability to play the game entirely every 21 seconds. If I am caught within his howl and he chooses to press E, I am not able to do anything for 7 seconds. Every 21 seconds. And that is not fun. Werewolf should absolutely have the ability to take away my ability to use my weapon. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think that Cower should be a thing in the game, but I don't think that it should be a free scream every 21 seconds. What I think that cowering from the howl should do is make it so that you get a ribbon around your weapon. That makes it so that you can't use your weapon for 7 to 10 seconds, whatever the devs choose, so that he gets the same benefit as the other monsters do, where the teen can't really use a weapon on you for a short period of time. However, the teens still have the ability to outplay in those moments as well. Right now, if a werewolf comes up to me, hits Berserk, so he hits his Q, and then he hits his howl, so he hits his E. Suddenly, I am not able to play the game, and if I am on death hit, I am just dead. There is no outplay. He will get to me before the howl goes away. The cowering will not disappear until after I am already on the floor. I could have a chompy bar in my hands, and it wouldn't matter. I could have a soda in my hands, and it wouldn't matter. I could be 99% healed from one of my teammates, and it wouldn't matter. I'd just be dead. And that is not fun. Does it make him the most powerful monster in the game? No. But it does make him the most unfun one in the game. The ability to stop me from playing the game entirely for every 21 seconds is just really oppressive in a non-fun way, whereas the oppression that comes from the other two monsters is actually still fun. I can have 16 to 40-minute games with a wart or with a dollmaster and have a shit ton of fun the entire time. But I think I've had a total of 5 fun games versus a werewolf ever. And do you want to know what they actually had in common? The werewolf didn't howl. That's it. That's all it took. The werewolf didn't howl. One of my friends, Corey, actually plays werewolf without howling. He also doesn't use hunt, but I don't really care about that too much. But because he wasn't howling and making it so that I wasn't allowed to play the game, I actually had fun. I got an ace against that. And it was a shit ton of fun the entire time. I was enjoying myself. I was having a back and forth with him. He kept hitting me off of the station. I would go heal in basement and on hotel, and I would go back to the station until I finally got it done while he was still pressuring the rest of my team and killing them one by one. And I had fun. And afterwards, I sat there and I was like, what? How was I having fun that game? How was I not like just annoyed? And I thought back, and then Corey messaged me GG, and I went, Corey doesn't howl. That's it. And that was when the epiphany of why Werewolf is unfun came to me. Because he does something that no other monster does. I'm sorry that this has been a bit of a rant. It went on quite a bit longer than I was expecting it to. I hope that you guys can take into account my viewpoints. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it by my Twitch to ask them, or drop them in the comment section down below. Now, when it comes to this, you should absolutely feel how you feel against it as well. I'm not telling the devs that they need to make this change immediately or anything like that. I understand that this is a process. They need to see how other people feel about it. It needs to have a larger database than just what's in the beta right now. So I don't expect any changes anytime soon. However, that is how I would fix Werewolf. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a like. If you're feeling spicy, you can hit that subscribe button. If you would like, I also have a link down to my Twitch down in the comment or in the description down below. But I love you all. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys in the next video, and have a good one. Bye.